And now, an IQ boosting moment with Adam Carriker.
Who needs an alarm system? I've seen Home Alone. I know what to do.
And on that security-related note, we welcome you inside Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. He's Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
Consider your IQ boosted.
I am former wrestling announcer turned weight loss champion Chuck Carroll. That much smarter. And this is Fourth and Pain. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Fourth and Pain. Like us on the ye old Facebook, facebook.com/Fourth and Pain. And by God, whatever else in life you do, if you do nothing else, we need for you to set a reminder in your Outlook calendar and your smartphone. Hell, if you have an old calendar hanging on your kitchen, be sure to mark down noon, weekdays, every weekday, fresh lunch. It's a show, Fourth and Pain. Adam, low calorie, high energy.
And still, good looks.
And we'll boost your IQ from now on.
Absolutely.
So the aforementioned Fourth and Pain, as we said, this is the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and the weight loss champion. Pro wrestling being the key words there. So Adam, let's start by talking about some pro wrestling. And to do so, we're going to open up the mailbag. We haven't done this in a little bit, in a long time, actually. So we're going to be taking some questions from you, the listeners, you, the fans, from Twitter. If you ever have a question, be sure to tweet us at Fourth and Pain. It's a little segment we like to call Ask Adam.
And you should use the hashtag Ask Adam when you do so.
I like that.
Just so it's easier for us to spot.
That's right.
Because we want to answer all of your questions and continue to boost that IQ.
Damn straight. Question number 1 comes from Mojo3378. Hey, what's your opinion on the CM Punk Paul Heyman promo following Jerry Lawler's return to Raw? Good question.
I'm curious to see what you think of this. I remember watching it, and I was kind of cringing. I'm like, I don't know. Is this obviously, Lawler had to have known about it beforehand. And he had to be okay with it. At least I really hope so. And it was kind of like, I don't know. This is kind of inappropriate. It's kind of wrong. I kind of feel like it shouldn't be done. But obviously, if the King knew about it and he's okay with it, he's the one who had the heart attack. So I guess it's okay. And I guess I'm good with it. If he did know about it and he's not okay with it, obviously they went way too far. But I doubt if that's the case.
Well, I think that you actually hit the nail on the head. I can say with a very high degree of certainty that he knew about this ahead of time. Not only did he know about it, he okayed it, and he was happy about it. Why? Because he goes from being, they're not going to coddle him on their welcome back. It's not going to be, oh, Jerry Lawler, we almost lost you. Welcome back. Let us give you a hug. They had that moment briefly, but then it's just like, boom, right back to it. So that way you get into a promo like that where they berate him, they make fun of him. Welcome back, CM Punk. That takes away that sympathy card, that welcome back Jerry thing out the window, right back to business as usual. So it actually forwards the storyline, takes the distraction out of the equation. That's why I did it. And I think that for him, it's just like, wow, I'm all the way back. We're not going to waste any time. I actually think it was good for him personally as well.
What did you think of the Paul Heyman fake heart attack episode?
It kind of reminded me of when Ric Flair had the fake heart attack a number of years ago back on Monday Nitro. Same deal. It was just a little bit over the top, a little bit in poor taste, but at the same time, forwards the storyline. It is what it is. I really like what Paul Heyman is doing. I really like what CM Punk is doing. And it's pushing that envelope a little bit. It's taking WWE, even if it's just a baby step out of that PG era that they've been in a little bit, and they're pushing more toward the Attitude Era. That's what this is.
We'll take it.
I'm on board with it.
We will leap to take it.
So we're on board with that. Okay, kind of a generic question here. At Mama Truth on Twitter. Hey, Adam, what was your inspiration for doing well in sports? Not just doing in sports, but doing well.
I have to win. I always have to win. I've always been that way. When I was young, if I didn't win a card game, I would constantly cheat to win. I finally got to the point where I kind of grew up a little bit, around 12 or whatever, where I wouldn't cheat to win. But if I didn't win, it was bad. Like, my dad would mock me mercilessly. And I would go to my room and I'd cry and I'd throw fits. And I'd beat the crap out of my teddy bear, which my kids now beat the crap out of. And I'm a very poor loser, probably equally poor winner, but I would much rather win than lose. I saw that.
Dad was merciless. Your dad would send you to your room.
You have tiny hands.
I'm a small guy. Get over it.
It has nothing to do with your size. I'm talking comparatively speaking. You know what they say about guys with small hands?
They have enormous intelligence.
They wear small gloves.
So- so- I've actually. Oh boy, you are doing your best to derail this show, but I'm not going to let it happen. I've actually heard that about guys that reach that elite level of athletics. You guys are all super, super, super competitive. You want to win, and you've gotten to that elite level, that pinnacle, because you're always pushing yourself to see how far you can go because you don't want to lose. True or false?
I literally cannot stand to lose. My wife and I, she's very competitive as well. We could not play any games, just her and me, for the longest time. Even with her in-laws, there's been many times where there's been a lot of unhappy endings to a lot of games, if the outcome is not appropriate to what I think it should be. That's just how it is. And I've tried to work on that with my kids. Everyone's always lets the little kid win, to feel good about themselves. And I'm conflicted on this because my dad never let me win. And when I finally did beat him, it meant that much more to me. So I'm kind of conflicted. Should I be nice and let him win? Or should I make him earn it? And one day when he does beat me, whenever that is, it'll mean that much more to him.
Real talk. After school, I would go over and spend time at my grandma's house. She watched me until mom got off of work. She watched my brother and I. And she and I would play cards every single day after school. And sometimes she would let me win. Sometimes she wouldn't. So it wasn't like an all or nothing thing. So I was winning. I was getting that gratification. But at the same time, I was also being taught the lesson. So perhaps, Adam, there's somewhere in the middle you could go with Junior and Addison and now Trinity.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. I do have a feeling I'm going to be nicer to the girls than my boy. Just being a dad.
Right on.
I don't know why that is. It's really not fair. I'm just warning you, Jacob. Sorry.
It is what it is.
Whenever you see this show.
All right. Final question here on Ask Adam. How do you think the Redskins defense has played overall this season? Stout against the run and suspect against the pass. That courtesy of JStew24.
I mean, yeah, we have been good against the run all year. Teams have had a hard time running against us. We faced some pretty good running backs, Adrian Peterson, so on and so forth. The pass, we've given up some big plays, but we played a lot better, especially since the bye. It is the NFL. The other guys are getting paid too. The other guys play well, so you got to give the other teams credit as well. Since the bye, I feel like the defense has played really well.
Big game coming up 1 week from, next Monday night. The Giants battle for the NFC East, man. That's going to be huge. So keep an eye out for that. But right now, we're going to be zipping up the old mailbag, the Ask Adam segment. But remember, get in on the fun. Tweet us at 4th and Pain using the hashtag Ask Adam.
Ask anything you want.
That's
as
right.
long as it's not too ridiculous, I will answer it.
If you're not a jerk, you will get a response.
And if it's too ridiculous, I'll make Chuck answer it.
That's what I'm here for. Pure personality.
And to make me look good.
Yeah, I'm just going to break out of my shy mold. But we'll talk more about that later.
He's upset because my wife called him shy, in case you were wondering.
Not the only person. I realize that this is a flaw.
Thank you, Mickey. It's not a flaw.
It is a flaw.
It's just who you are.
It is a character
I don't
flaw.
feel the need to talk all the time.
I'm so boisterous behind the microphone, and you get me off air, and what? I'm just a little pipsqueak. You could set me in the corner, and I would be content.
You are a nice guy who is honest and trustworthy. I see nothing wrong with that. If I saw something wrong with that, I would make fun of you, but I never make fun of you.
Never. Hashtag pillar of honesty. Good Lord. There's never been a bigger whopper told. All right, let's talk a little bit of wrestling.
Even a Burger King.
Talk a little bit about wrestling before we derail the show any longer.
Is that a Burger King or McDonald's thing?
The Whopper, that is definitely Burger King.
Okay.
That is definitely.
Sorry.
But I'm actually proud that you didn't know that.
All right, let's move on.
No.
I'm sorry, my fast food knowledge is not that vast and or great or in depth.
God bless you for that. All right, so here's my question to you on the WWE front. Vicky Guerrero, being a little bit hypocritical with the John Cena and the AJ romantic angle there? I think so. I really think she is. What about you?
A little bit. How about a whole lot of bit? I mean, didn't she marry Edge? Weren't they the power couple making out every time you turned on SmackDown, made you want to turn the stupid TV off and fast forward through your DVR? And then I know she's made out with, what's his face? The guy Dolph Ziggler.
Diggity Dolph.
The guy I always think of when I see Rocky IV. I mean, I don't get it. She's completely hypocritical. And really, who cares? They made out in front of everybody, so what's the big deal now? Just let it go.
I actually like the idea of them being romantically linked. I think that the whole idea of, well, are they or aren't they? And, well, here's some backdoor secret footage, and Vicky Guerrero somehow magically obtained it. Well, I actually think that they probably weren't linked at that time, but now, this whole thing has brought them together. Backfired on her for whatever intent or purpose she was trying to do. Here's the thing. Anybody that gets involved with John Cena and John Cena being who he is on camera in WWE, I mean, come on. They're not going to get rid of AJ at this point. How could you? John Cena will go to bat every single time, just as he did last Monday. That's how he got his knee injured, sticking up for her against Dolphin and Vicky in the ring. So I really, big old hypocrite. I don't like Vicky Guerrero one little bit. Super arrogant, super hypocritical.
Me.
Exactly. Nails on a chalkboard.
I can't even imitate the ugliness in her voice.
Nails, I can't. Okay. I don't think that the ugliness stops there.
And according to John Cena, we still can't prove that she's clinically a woman. If you watch SmackDown, you'll get that. If you didn't, you won't. Apparently you didn't.
I have not gotten to SmackDown yet.
Well, the end of SmackDown, they're clearly leading into a Cena-Ziggler feud because the end of SmackDown, Cena has on the stage Dolph Ziggler in the STFU. And that's how they go off air.
Interesting.
So I believe this is how they're going to elevate Ziggler before he eventually cashes in Money in the Bank.
Does that mean that John Cena would have the title when Ziggler cashes it in?
No, I just think anybody who feuds or gets involved with or is attached to John Cena, just like Zack Ryder. I mean, Cena pretty much made Ryder this time last year. Now Ryder's fallen off because Cena hasn't come out every week and pumped him up. So it's just a way to elevate Ziggler.
Now, Adam, I want to turn our attention. I want to spend a good deal of time talking about this. That's why we're limiting this to the only other wrestling question on the show.
Oh, boy.
Laying out the roadmap for The Rock's return. And it started at the pay-per-view when those three guys from NXT came out and saved CM Punk, put Ryback through the table, did it again on Monday night, the following Monday, put him through the table again. CM Punk hasn't officially said, hey, these are my guys, but it's pretty obvious that that's what's going on here.
Now, when is the Royal Rumble? I need to know this first.
January. I couldn't tell you the specific date,
So we got
but
about
it is definitely in January.
I think it's the middle to the end. So we got about a month and a half, 6 weeks.
Right.
So there's going to be one pay-per-view between then and the Royal Rumble. Now in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
All right. You know, I was literally sitting there waiting during CM Punk's celebration for The Rock's music to hit. I was just waiting for it. It did not happen. Instead, they brought out Ryback for the umpteenth time, and he fought off the three hooligans who I have no idea who they are. I am excited for this Rock CM Punk feud to begin, to continue. It already began a little bit at Raw 1000. I think it's going to be epic. I think it has the possibilities to be as epic, as legendary as Cena and The Rock was.
It's going to be huge. And here's how I see this happening. You can tell me whether or not you agree or disagree, and even you listening at home, tell us, tweet
Trust
us
me.
at Fourth and Pain. Let me know.
I'll let you know.
This is my wrestling prognostication here. I like the fact that they bring in the three NXT guys, because what's going to happen is Ryback, he's going to take his attention off of CM Punk, and he's going to put it into these three NXT guys. And so that leaves it open for The Rock to come in and be like, well, listen up, jabroni. You done screwed everybody else over. You're not going to screw me over. I vowed to win the WWE Championship. I'm going to do it at the Royal Rumble. Let's go, Rock Bottom. Meet you at WrestleMania as the champion.
So there's going to be a rematch between them at WrestleMania.
I think that's a possibility at this point.
Well, they usually do the first matches at WrestleMania and then the rematches are following. Why would they do a rematch at WrestleMania? The first match is always so much bigger.
Well, I tell you, I still maintain this. It will either be The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania, or it will be The Rock versus CM Punk in a rubber match at WrestleMania, or a rematch. That's how this is going to play out. But we have an inordinate amount of time between now and then to debate that.
I could possibly see The Rock versus CM Punk because that feud's going to have to carry on for a while because The Rock's going to beat him and then CM Punk's going to get like 3 matches to try and get it back, just like Sheamus is getting 3 matches against The Big Show. Please, on God's green earth and the Black Milky Way galaxy, I don't want to see John Cena and The Rock at WrestleMania again. I want to see it again, just not at WrestleFrickin'
Well, let me ask you a question then. Would you rather see John Cena versus The Rock, or The Rock versus CM Punk in a rematch at WrestleMania? I really believe that those are the 2 options.
There's quite a bit of time between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I think they would have the rematch before then. So I could see maybe a rubber match or the final match. And maybe it's a best of 3 falls, with like a ladder. I don't know. The Rock's really not into ladder matches, but with 3 very different type matches. I could watch that. I could see that. I could get into that. I don't want to see, after the year-long build and Monday night after Monday night, rock concerts, you got the rap battles, you got the, all this stuff. I don't want to see it anymore at WrestleMania between John Cena and The Rock.
One is enough.
Huh?
One is enough. One is enough for you.
for Cena and The Rock?
John Cena and The Rock.
I would love to see a rematch. And they would have to have Cena win. There would have to be a third. There'd have to be a tiebreaker. But I don't want to see it at WrestleMania.
All right. Well, again, that's in the future. But let's talk about.
You should have listened to me. You ruined Ryback. Please don't ruin WrestleMania for me.
Well, he's out of the equation at this point, man.
Well, he's not yet, but he's getting there. I like where you're going with that. I think that's how they're going to get him out. I agree with you.
Exactly. Well, they can't continue him with CM Punk because CM Punk, you cannot take the title off of him right now.
What if The Rock comes out and it's him and Ryback versus the Three Goons, or him and Ryback versus the Three Goons and CM Punk at the next pay-per-view? It's like a 4-on-2 handicap match.
Oh, man, you can't throw those goons in the main event of a pay-per-view, not right away, especially not with somebody of the caliber of The Rock. Now, The Rock,
I thought I'd throw it out there. It's 4-on-2.
I don't think that he's going to be at the next pay-per-view, but if he is, wonderful. I don't see that being the actual match, though.
So who do you see at WrestleMania? Because you said either CM Punk or John Cena versus The Rock. Is there nobody else that The Rock can face besides those two? Nobody else?
I mean, it could be Brock Lesnar.
They've already wrestled. Long time ago, SummerSlam.
Yeah, but
Lesnar won his first title.
The Rock and Brock Lesnar, both poster boys on the WrestleMania poster, as is John Cena. You know who's noticeably absent? CM Punk. Just saying.
Really?
That's what makes me think that it's more plausible for Cena versus The Rock, the rematch.
But it couldn't be a regular type match. Okay. Let's say under God's green earth and the black Milky Way galaxy and the billions and billions of stars that are out there, they do this stupid thing. What type of match would it be? It could not be a normal match.
Got to be false count anywhere. I don't think they're going to do anything to spice it up too much, seeing as though The Rock isn't a full-time wrestler. I don't think that he could go through anything as stringent as a ladder match or a tables match or anything like that. I think that it would have to be a falls count anywhere or a no disqualification match.
A lot of people are actually talking Lesnar, speaking of Lesnar, him versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. What would you think of that?
Ooh, where'd you hear that? That's an interesting thought.
I've just heard it bandied about amongst the other wrestling experts that I talk with frequently.
Lesnar versus The Undertaker. Man.
I still want to see Cena versus The Undertaker. I think it would be epic. You got the darkest of the dark versus literally the brightest of the bright, although his new shirt is navy, so not quite as bright, versus the brightest of the bright. I think it would be awesome.
I would rather see Cena Undertaker personally.
So would I.
I would absolutely. I'm not a Brock Lesnar. That's it. I got it. I got it. I know exactly what's going to happen. It will not be Punk versus The Rock. You know who's going to be at WrestleMania?
Who?
Lesnar versus Punk.
With Paul Heyman right in the middle.
Bingo.
I could dig that. I could get into that. I'm already into that. I'm more excited about that. Let's do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
It's sold. It's sold. That's what's going to happen. You mark that on your calendars today.
Okay.
WrestleMania.
So we've got CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Heyman, the bald-headed guy with the ponytail right in the middle.
Right.
Are we predicting Cena versus Undertaker? That's just what we want to see.
No, that's a pipe dream.
You're still sticking with Cena and The Rock?
Yes.
Oh, you disgust me.
Yes. Especially if that's the title match.
You literally just caused a minor earthquake on our camera.
Well, you're the one that's moving, not me, buddy.
Well, it's because I'm visually upset.
You are visually upset.
Who is the Undertaker going to face then?
Dude, I'm not sold that he is. I think that it may...
He's going to end the streak by just not having a match?
20 is a good round number.
He's coming back.
20 is a good round number.
He's coming back. He's not going to end the streak just by not showing up. That'd be horrible.
So does he end at 21-0 then? Or is this the end of the
I think this is when he loses. I think this is the one he loses, and that's why I think he's going to face someone of a John Cena type level, and he can just, not that he needs to be launched, but just launch him into the stratosphere.
Good Lord. That would be, that's got me thinking. That would get so much press, both in the wrestling circles and outside of them.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be
I've been saying this for a year.
Match.
Since last WrestleMania.
Say what you will about John Cena. You throw him in a match against The Undertaker, you can't tell me that anybody that's even a casual wrestling fan that hasn't watched it in a number of years wouldn't pay for that. I think that would get a ginormous buy rate.
I've been calling for two matches, one not near as big as the other, since last WrestleMania. Sin Cara versus Rey Mysterio. We've both been wanting that.
Love it.
And John Cena versus Undertaker. I've been calling for those ever since last WrestleMania ended.
I don't know how that would be set up. Let's actually flesh that out. Flesh that out a little bit. We'll come back. We'll revisit that on another show. But I really like where your head's at. because then it would take the pressure off of the Cena Rock rematch, and then you still have Rock. God knows what he's going to be doing if Punk is, well, who the hell knows? There's a long time there. Right now, I'm fixated on Cena and the Undertaker, so you've got my wheel spinning.
Just get that Rock Cena thing out of your head, please.
I like it. I like that a lot more.
I don't want to see it.
Wow. All right. So I tell you what, man. What do you think? Tweet us at Fourth and Pain. Would you rather see Cena versus Undertaker? Cena versus Rock? Cena versus Lesnar? Anybody else?
Again?
And, I mean,
sure. Why not throw it out there?
What the hell?
We're gonna just watch. We're gonna watch every match we've seen before. Why not just add that one too?
Absolutely. Well, it's WrestleMania. Hopefully, you and I will be there covering the thing.
That would be glorious. It's gonna be freezing.
Wouldn't it be? It will be. Maybe
hook us up.
Maybe we can get set up with a VIP. I don't know.
We should.
You know anybody on the Giants team or the Jets? No.
Well, I know them. I don't know that we're friends.
Okay, fair enough.
They may not be the right number to call for a favor.
Say no more, sir. Say no more. So on that note, I'm Chuck Carroll.
Hey,
thank you.
Well, hold on. Tebow, call me and hook me up.
There you go.
Anyway.
Jesus. All right, here we
Nike.
All right, on that note, we are fresh out of time. I'm Chuck Carroll. Thank you so very much for believing in our weirdness.
I'm Adam Carriker. We are the best radio show in the world that talks about football and wrestling, and I have big arms. Peace out, Fourth and Painters.